Hi, my name is Susan. I just wanted to talk more about my experience on my Kingdom Spouse journey. There's no biblical evidence for a kingdom spouse as such, but there are instances of women being prepared for a union to bring about peace between peoples, such as Esther, Ruth, Abraham and Sarah. And also the closest comparison to a kingdom spouse is the Song of Songs in the Bible, where it features a beautiful courtship between a man and a woman. Basically believe that this kingdom spouse thing is actually based on that anyway. So I believe that God is raising up an army all over the world as a final warning to lead people to the truth before the rapture happens. And I believe that kingdom marriages will be figures of influence used as an earthly model for this oncoming kingdom. I believe my husband and I have an assignment from God to use our musical talents and gifts on this channel and live music to spread the word all over the world and inspire people to turn back to God. For we as nations have turned away from Him, and our lives are starting to feel the agony of a heartless hierarchy, which in turn is creating division and chaos amongst the people, whether rich or poor. I believe He is doing a new thing of bringing what's considered by the world as unworthy or foolish to the forefront, which will be a giant shake-up to what we have seen before. Matthew 20:16. So the last shall be first, and the first shall be last. For many be called, but few are chosen. So what follows is basically what process my kingdom husband and I have been through so far. This is our experience only. It may be different for others or yourselves. A season of courtship where both people are alerted to each other, being chosen by God for each other. God brings your spouse to you if they are ordained by Him. I was led to my kingdom spouse online after a song was suggested by my local church, where he played this certain instrument on it. Experiencing spiritual happenings. I woke up suddenly one day at the beginning of all this spiritual awakening, and it sounded like what two angels thudding up against my window, or two giant birds, and it sounded like they was actually fighting, and I kind of knew that it sounded more spiritual than it did more like a bird, but it was really loud. And I was kind of in a halfway sleep and awake further on that night, and I saw all these weird sort of shadowy creatures that were like microscopic, like in a kind of soup kind of thing, a black soup. And I actually woke up that morning actually seeing my kingdom spouse's face looking down at me and smiling, so that was like the first happening of somewhat spiritual. And another thing I saw was like a 7-foot angel at the back of me when I just woke up, and I'd have things on the TV when I just wake up, you know, like someone getting stabbed, or you know, like them talking about like what I was currently going through with like spiritual attacks and stuff like that, and like that Harrison Ford film where there's two hostages tied together and God's sucking up all the fire and craziness, things like that, just like you're kind of in unison with something spiritual. My daughter would actually witness small balls of light as well that look like angels with wings, and dark shadow figures in mirrors. The most recent spiritual incident was a bubble pack that was being pulled off my drum kit, and it actually did look like someone was actually pulling it, so that was kind of spooky as well. Or thuds under the bath when I was actually in it. But, you know, I had to kind of calm myself down, going, oh, this is a spiritual test. But there's been lots of incidents like that, basically. A season of feeling strong love for each other. The Holy Spirit would settle on songs everywhere, including the local shops, and revealing things about our love for each other, and jibes about His prodigal behaviour. So I'd just kind of get messages about like what He was currently up to, or or like it would reveal things about our future and stuff like that. A season of getting to know each other's life stories via YouTube videos, TV programmes, movies and songs. A season of beginning to feel your spouse's emotions, sexual feelings. You can feel them, like when they kind of telepathically rub your arm if you like need comfort or anything like that. And then the next thing is we started hearing and talking to each other telepathically. They can hear your thoughts and you can hear theirs. We were both attacked spiritually by the Helm. This is basically from what I've been spiritually told. It's up there in the sky under God's feet. A dark energy. In the form of dreams, noises around the house, mental blockages, physical ailments, negative voices, things moving about. A season of temptation and being mentally blocked from loving your spouse, trying to get you separated from your spouse and bringing you a counterfeit. Well, I'm actually going through a bit of a blockage stage at the moment where it's trying to turn me against my spouse basically, and you just sometimes feel hateful, and they're going through it as well. They're actually under the same kind of energy that's trying to separate you, promise. So it's like a case of just getting through it bit by bit and trying not to let it get on board. But sometimes you just feel so irritated by being attacked by these spiritual entities that you're just human at the end of the day. But God brings it about, in the end, and then you got to trust that, I suppose. A season of falling out, rejection and being brought back together with stronger love due to the trial. They never get their way, so whatever they do to tear you down, you have this forgiveness in each other because you love each other that much, and they can't separate this. But it's like two cymbals crashing together, like you brought together, you fall apart, you brought together, you fall apart, and it's almost like it's shaking something off you, like, I don't know if it's a purification or what, or a way of bonding together, I think, going through thick and thin, for better or worse. A season of being naked in the spirit, everything about our characters being exposed to each other. You can't hide anything from each other because each other's knows each other's thoughts, for better or worse. Even when you kind of insult them, they're there, or build them up, insult them. They're aware of it. A season of being close, feeling like a best friend. They get to know you more deeply than your own family, because like he knows my thoughts, he knows what I like, and like in turn that kind of sets him on fire in a way, especially like when I'm busy doing my music and stuff. He gets inspired because like we're equal, I'm his rib, and yeah. They actually start predicting your thoughts. They know what buttons to press and they know how to lift you up or tear you down. But as time rolls on, it gets better and love gets more deeper, and there's more of an understanding by the trials and tribulations. We complement each other's weaknesses and are a comfort to each other and cover protect each other. As you both have been prepared for each other over a lifetime, you overlook each other's flaws and are even attracted to their flaws, so you have a greater trust in each other. It's like I wasn't really that bothered about his past, and you're not really bothered about a lot of the things that I get hung up about. It's just comforting in a way, that is. A season of having a lot in common and being almost mirror images of each other. Me and my kingdom spouse are quiet, hard-working, crazy sense of humour, both love animals, we both want a child, both musicians, both attracted to each other's body types, both love the quiet life and the same music. Also, we have come to the point where we tease each other about people we fancy because looking makes both of us feel good. Neither of us would stray because we know we can't, and the love is so deep we wouldn't do anything to hurt God's promise. Just safely tease each other. So, and then it's forgotten about. A season of your weak spots being pressed in such as insecurities, lack of trust, jealousy, being abandoned, feeling each other's health conditions, like my arthritis, you can actually feel that, or back problems. So compassion for each other is established. The test's causing me to overeat again. I was delivered from binging a long time ago and other things, and they've kind of popped up because of the stress of the trials that we're going through. So he actually feels that, and like he had an alcohol problem a while back, and he feels the tinges sometimes to tip back into that, but we managed to pull it back. I mean, I got so stressed about a month ago, I actually smashed up my guitar, smashed it on my bed and smashed off the cups in the kitchen because this thing, that's on my mind likes to irritate the crap out of me, basically. It causes a lot of physical annoyance, such as buzzing in the head and that, and I just won't submit to it. Anywhere, and it's like in the trials you don't find comfort anywhere, even like with the binging, it's just like a momentary relief, and then you have to keep sitting in that kind of pain. It's part of the fiery trial. I mean, like, we might be on the more severe end because it's like new levels, new devils, and the trials are getting harder as we go through, and it just feels like there's no comfort, but somehow, and God must be, in that trial, get through. Okay, some of the previous relationships each other has had will resemble your kingdom spouse, such as my ex of 14 years ago. Some of the things I've been delivered from, such as pornography, binge eating, depression and panic attacks, the pressure of the trials has made me revisit them again. There is next to no comfort in the fiery trial, so the only way I coped with it is to go into beast mode, which is to get things done around the house, push on with my ambitions such as learning guitar, drums, and throw myself into my music, but it's a fight to concentrate. My fiery trial may be a bit different to yours, as I'm constantly being attacked by a demonic energy from the above, which I went into earlier. The place beneath God's feet, it's heart blocking, it's hurting my body all day long, giving me violent headaches. I have to lower my head to get a little relief from it, which can make life a bit more difficult. And also, it kind of eye placement can actually make it worse as well. If I'm and I can feel dizzy and feel like doolally a lot. I'm drunk sometimes. I'm walking along the path, tripping and things like that. He definitely doesn't like me. Sundays, I don't want to get out of bed because it's full-on fight to get through the day. I can wake up in total fear. But my kingdom spouse is there with me telepathically, and I can feel him roll his eyes and tell me to get up and take my crown, which I already have anyway, but I seem to slip now and again. My kingdom husband goes through exactly the same thing as what I do. He feels the same thing as what I do. We have to try to manoeuvre as a team throughout the day, whether we feel hateful to each other or irritated or happy or sad. We have to try and work together to fight it. He tries to crack jokes to cheer me up, but I have a lot of interference with other voices sometimes in my head that try to make me think I hate him, basically. So like in Genesis, we're one flesh, I'm his rib, so we have to work together in that fashion. We haven't come to the end of our journey yet. My kingdom husband feels ready to meet me now, but he was stopped by false accusation, which has delayed him again, basically, where he lives, has prevented him from coming over. But it could be God stopping it because we're not quite ready to meet. But we've had a lot of prophetic word that he's on his way, but I don't know when or where that will be. If these kingdom spouses come perfectly delivered packages that's been purified, or whether you're each other's kingdom healers, I don't know that yet, because there's not many videos out there that kingdom spouses have come together and got married yet. I don't know if there's going to be a mass exodus of people getting married. I don't know. All I can say is watch this space. Thanks for watching. And this is a song called Shine, which I wrote, which is about looking to the future and trying not to look back. Okay, see you in the next video.
Shine so brightly, shine like a fool. Shine your light, my dear, shine so cool. Hurry up, we gotta catch that fizzy feeling when we're standing on a star, looking out to Mars and more, with love bursting from our hearts. Shine your light, my dear, slide down that curvy moon. Get up and fight, my dear, the time is gone so soon. I can hear music cross the skies. I can see a banquet to feast your eyes. Let go of the baseman, for he has to leave now. Look to the future, let's all sing to our Savior now. Shine on so brightly, shine on, shine on, shine on and dance all night, shine on, shine on. Let us dance in innocence, let us cause an offense, breaking down the barriers of the law, of the Lord. Shine on, 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 shine on. One, two, 1, 2, 3.